What's going on? You think they'll work? Gotta make sure they work. I think Sharpie would be better. Sharpies may work better. That's just my thought, though. Yeah, but crayons are non-toxic, so, you know. That's just my thought. That's just my thought. Not if it's childproof. Not if it's childproof. Oh, shit. Alright, what we got going on here? Is that how it works? I wasn't sure. I wasn't quite sure. I got a lot of mishmash on here that I have to use up, so it's going to be interesting. We like interesting. Interesting is interesting. Jim's not here. He just went to a meeting. What else is new? But I do remember taping straws to a piece of paper. That I do remember doing. Right? Rob, I'm nervous. It's almost Monday. It's almost Monday. I shouldn't be. I'm trying not to be. But. Hey, Gord. He's had a migraine all day. You ate your crayons? And some paste. Oh, boy. He went all the way. He went all the way. I know. I've been good. I haven't Googled anything. I haven't YouTubed anything. I am totally in the dark. I know nothing. I hope it's that non-invasive. Invasive. Depending on what my options are. I need options. I need to know what my options be. Worry is the price you pay for a problem you may never have. True. I mean, I know what my condition is. I know conditions are. So I know they're not good. Take the option with the long-term result, not the quick fix. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, because my doctor, my chiropractor has told me what some of the things are and what some of the outcomes are. And I said, well, I'm not looking for something that's going to do me good for 6 months. I said, I need something that's going to do me good for the rest of my life, and not have to go through this crap again. So he says, well, that's where the spine doctor comes into play. He's the one that has the answers for all of that. I just hope it doesn't interfere with anything for the summer, as far as healing is concerned. So. Rest, 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 rest. Lots of rest. What would new carpet? That's good. That's right. He's not new. He's just been hiding. He's very well preserved. He's very well preserved. Don't be jealous of the carpet square, Rob. He's not showing his age at all. Could very well be. Could very well be. Well, he has to take me, but I don't know. She may not go, but he's got to drive me there, so to the appointment on Monday. But I don't think she's gonna go.
Hear me now, now. Well, every day me get up a fear news me a hear. I try to steer we and put the whole of we in a fear. Curfew a lot we don't have them the things that we have here. No job can't find food for the youth them. Politicians what you expect we fit do then. Pick up the guns then and start fire them. Who know no business cause and no fear friend. Until I wanna know then no know we here then. Turn off the radio and turn up the music. Turn up the radio and turn up the music. Turn off the radio and turn up the music. Turn phone. Digital control right around. Can't send a message from my phone and Babylon no see. Can't do nothing without Uncle Sam appeal. All them a thing ya make the Almighty grieve. Well, I say so much trouble in the world. So much trouble in the world. Well, I say so much trouble in the world. So hear me when I say, turn off the radio.
From he who must not be named to go. You know how he likes to give him permission to. Right? I'm telling you. I'm like, what the hell was that all about? Well, she'll be able to chat next week. I'm like, whoa, hey, she needs permission now? Wow, okay. Alright, whatever. I didn't know that was a thing anymore. Transatlantic slap. Transatlantic slap. You know, you should say that. I don't think he'd know what the heck you were talking about. I don't think he would have any clue what that meant. I thought it was fairly polite. Ah, shit. I mean, if that was polite, I'd hate to see what impolite was. No, totally. Went over his head. Had no clue at all. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Gord, stop waiting on people. Come back. The best part of the whole thing is when he said goodbye twice and didn't leave. I was like, bye, Lewis. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. I was like, you just said goodbye like twice. Oh, I was joking. I'm like, you did that. Whatever. All right, okay. I know. It's. Oh my god. Oh my god, Dimitri, stop dropping shit up there, will you? Jeez. Holy moly. I don't know why you have to be like the noisiest tenant in the entire complex. And why you have to live upstairs from Jim. Fatima. Yeah, I decided to go on early for a change. I just wanted to throw everybody off. I do a pretty good job at it. Well, I hope everybody liked the king cake video. Court, don't give out your phone number. Alright, we'll let that dry for a minute because it's all kinds of floppy over there. I dread to think what level of crayon eating, banned from petting zoos, Velcro waistband wearing stupidity. Fatima, we're mishmashing tonight. We are mishmashing. Those are pretty good palette knife Mountonians. I'm okay with them. Actually, that could be a glacier. I don't know. It could be something. Some people like to celebrate their presents with noise. Just behind the push in the right-hand side is the light pollution from a Walmart that doesn't exist. Oh, the peak on the right is Walmart that doesn't exist. Could be. Trying to ditch me is not as easy as you think. The king cake was cold. Does it taste yummy? Oh, I didn't ditch you. We we can't eat it until Saturday night because it's for the Mardi Gras party we're supposed to go to tomorrow. I mean, Saturday night. He didn't even take a piece from underneath and try it, so. Charity had called me after the video was over. She had me on the phone for like an hour talking about this king cake. And it's supposed to be like a bread cake. So it's like, it's got a bread, like a crust on the outside, and it's supposed to be cake in the middle. So we'll see how it looks, how it tastes. Thank you. You're gonna fly here and live stream buying Twizzlers? Oh, Gord. Tell your internet not to poop in public, please. Thanks. And we were calling you. Didn't you hear us calling you? We were like, Gord, where'd you go? The hell? You just can't up and leave like that. It's reggae music and make me want to jump. Wanna jump, oh yes. Oh, I didn't hear anything. You have to kill some time. I could do North Carolina and back to Chicago in one day. Alright, should we get a little crazy with this? That's how the interweb things work. Alright, what else are you gonna stick in here? Jump, yes. No Godzilla. Make me wanna jump, yes. Alright, well, I got mishmash, so we're gonna mishmash, and you're gonna like it. So we got some of this, we got some of this, and we got some of this. Should make for an interesting time. No King Kong either. No Mothra. No. Collard greens have more protein than kale. Uh-oh. Fatima. Looks like you're going to be eating more collard greens. I'm just saying. Sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. How about gnarly trunks? Or trouser trumpets. I guess Gord doesn't like collard greens either. uh, I can't. Rob, you know I'm going to keep asking you about that site. No, he went to a meeting, Fatima. Trouser trumpets, nice. Hey, Anthony. He's like, what did I walk into now? Got your locks back this morning. New locks, actually. They work great. In fact, they're working great right now. Anthony always walks in like most the WTF times of the live stream. Sonia's being cured again. I'm being cured. Every live stream with Rob is a WTF moment. Really?
Every time I make a move, they keep pulling me back. But if I wanna keep you, I know I have to stop that. Don't wanna lose an angel like you. Baby girl, you're my boo. Said I got to do what I need to do. Me say me I go turn on the yard and stay with me one woman. Me say me I go turn on the yard and stay with me champion. Turn on the yard. Say me I go turn on the yard and stay with me one woman.
I'm not the one who got engaged to his hand. How much was what ring? What is he talking about?
Some peace man to go a road then I you yard to listen to your friend. I won't ever kiss my lady for another girl. She is
Oh, that ring. I'm like, what is he talking about? She can't afford her own phone. You think she can afford a ring?
never leave her lonely. No, cause she's
I'm like, what is he doing?
to me.
Took me a minute.
Me say me I go turn on me yard and stay with me one woman. Me say me I go turn on me yard and stay with me champion. Say me I go turn on me yard and stay with me.
We all like greens, collard, turnip, and mustard are my favorite to cook. Rob believes he used a lightly breaded diced onion ring. Lightly breaded.
I wanna stay here with my lady.
Minced onion ring, Rob?
Little lover. Turn on me hard,
It
that's
might have been a
what
minced
I
onion ring.
want. Me say me have a turn on me hard and stay with me one woman. Me say me have a turn on me hard and stay with me champion. Say me have a turn on me hard and stay with me one woman. Cause anything out the road, make it turn out the road.
Could have been a minced onion ring. You never know. I replaced the greens, turnip, and mustard with bacon. Bacon. Bacon makes everything better. Anthony, Rob didn't answer my question. He's gonna get fired. Yeah, 100% something. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? What's new, Kevin? How are things in Kevin land? They installed a speaker in your office today, but didn't attach the volume control. They're piping Walmart radio directly over my head. I will assume it's the plan to get me to early retirement. Could be. I mean, after all, you do have 20 years in. Work requires working. Oh my god. How dare you? How dare he even do that, W? I think the point that I was trying to make was that I didn't know that you worked there that long. I think that's what I was trying to say. Towards a wall Martian at heart. Fatima, did you see that crap on Kevin's video that the campground isn't going to allow a movie night on Thursday? What kind of garbage is that? What kind of garbage is that? Well, Kevin released a short video, an M24 update yesterday, because he was planning on having a movie night on Thursday, and the campground wouldn't allow it. I don't know why. I'm waiting for him to come back so I can ask him. Yeah, I know. I don't understand. I have no idea what's going on. No clue what's up with that. No clue what's up with that. I don't know what he told them. Hey Arnie, what's going on? Yeah, AT&T is having issues today. And I think AT&T and Verizon were having issues yesterday. I didn't have any problems here. I mean, it's sporadic. Like I don't even know. I don't know if it's just a Midwestern thing or we didn't have any problems, at least in my area, anyway. It's Snowden's fault. Anthony, did you get your truck washed yet? My truck had a dealer today for an oil change and a tire rotation. We wound up needing a coolant flush and a brake fluid flush. And then we got it washed. Oh, he did? Whoa. So it was spa day for the truck today. And the next time I go for my oil change in April or May, it needs a belt because the belt's starting to crack. But considering that I haven't driven it in a month and a half, it'll be okay. So he said I could wait. Thanks, Arnie. Be nice when I can drive again. But it might be a while. You have to take years in for an oil change and complete service on your modifications. Yeah. It be what it be. Crazy four-wheel drive vehicles costing all this money. I tell ya, so much to maintain. So much to maintain. The furthest west we've been is Indiana. That's it. That is it. I heard that Anthony's coming to M24 this year. That's what I heard. That's the rumor going around. We're going to make Anthony come to Michigan this year. We should caravan westward one day. Fatima, let me tell you something. Unless my life changes physically in the next couple of months, do they have a truck wash at Lake of Dreams? No. I'm not going to be able to be traveling any further than the 2 weeks at work allow me to travel. 2 weeks vacation from work, I should say. So, if the doctor tells me you're done, then that's when everything changes. But for now, I have to assume that I'm going to be going back to work sometime in the next couple of months. So, we have to stick to where we're at for now. That's not what I wanted to do. I mean, as it is, for us to go anywhere west would require me to be on the road at least a month. And it would have to be timed at the right time of the year, so I'm not coming back to 6 inches of snow at the campground. So, we could go to Tennessee and see the southern sights. Right? Tennessee would only be a couple of days for us from here. That's not too horrible. It's a lot of planning even to go any further than Indiana. You know, Indiana was in the direction that we were going anyway, so we couldn't do it during the winter to escape the cold because my luck would come back to, I don't feel like towing towing a camper in the snow. That would not be fun. I don't know yet, Anthony. I don't have any reservations for anywhere up there yet. The the campgrounds up there don't open till like May. So at least the one that they're opening especially early for the eclipse, but they normally don't open until May. But we haven't made any plans to go up there. I mean, we had to cancel our trip from this past weekend because I wouldn't have been able to make the trip sitting in the car for that long. So I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I can imagine it's all booked up. I believe it. I absolutely believe that. I mean, they started. Mike, the owner of the campground, the place that we normally stay at, he was telling us that they already started booking for May, and that was, April, and that was September of last year. So he was already getting questions about whether he was going to be open that early or not. And they still get snow up there in April, so I don't know what the heck is going to go on. I don't know how well that's going to work up there. From Buffalo to Ottawa. Oh, yeah, absolutely, because that's going to be one of the strongest places to see it. It kind of goes in this weird curve from like mid-Texas, and it makes this arc all the way up into the northeast. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I'll just park the camper in Bruce's driveway. That's all. Park it next to the house where the other one was. He's got plenty of room. Your closest would be Ohio. Yeah, because you're totally we're out of the curve too. We're nowhere near it. That skips us by like just enough. Alright, we'll let that sit for a minute. Dry up a little bit. Yeah, I'll just stick my finger in the paint. Who does that? Let you take a gander at that while it's drying. I know it's a little weird, but I'm feeling a little weird today. Oh, you can go see it in Syracuse? And you want to deal with all those people, Anthony? It is going to be a madhouse. Mad, an understatement, my friend. I'm just saying. So, Anthony, are you really going to go to Michigan with us? We need to know these things. Or meet us there? I know. I'll drive to Utica and I'll park the camper in Anthony's driveway.
I said love is the answer for me and for you too. You share some with me and I share some with you. Oh, happiness is for everybody. No matter who you are, shine bright just like a star. Don't you
He's not
spoil
going to
it
answer us, Fatima. He's going to keep us in suspense.
behind your back, they tear you down. Don't let them ever come around. I wanna be happy, happy, happy every day. Yeah, I wanna be happy no
He's
matter
going to
what.
keep us in
I
suspense.
wanna be happy, happy, happy every day.
Been in Michigan 3 times already and was supposed to go tonight, but I have the rehearsal sprung on me.
Love is the only thing that can bring us together. Loving and
Well, we're
looking
going to be there and we
forever.
can give you the name of the campground and you can, meet us there and, coincidentally veer off your path a little bit and, hang out with some crazies for the day or something. A U.S. private spacecraft just landed on the moon. Is that the manned one or the unmanned one? We promise, Anthony, not to corrupt you too much. Just saying. But we can't make any promises. Try, but you'll have to block out the dates. We can't guarantee what kind of shape you'll be in when you go home. Mentally. Not talking about alcohol, just saying like mentally. And you may be like, these people are nuts. You could stay for my gig on Saturday night. I'll be playing music. I'll be like, I'd have to wax the truck. No, only if you wanted to go faster. That's when you wax it, because the wax, makes the wind just makes you go faster. Just saying. And trust me, after the week that I'll be on the road just trying to get to Michigan, my truck is not going to be clean. Tell you that right now. I'll be crying for the entire week I'm in Vermont. I'd have to go to the freaking mobile station and go through the car wash. Gord's not going, Fatima. He booked out on us last night. He's got a wedding that weekend. I got the bad news last night. Gord will not be there. You can fire him now. Mm-hmm. Yep, I gave him hell too. Don't feel bad. I gave him hell for it. I gave him hell for it. He gave in to the wedding photography. I was going, but someone threatened me with collard greens. Uh-oh, Gord. Fatima just fired you. It's only the second time she's fired somebody. By $310. Where are you buying your tires at? And what size are they? What, you got 44-inch Super Swampers on that thing? $310 for a damn tire. What the hell? You better get another Go tire shopping somewhere else, my friend. $310 for a tire. It's gotta be bad when Fatima's doing the fire. That's right. Super Swampers, yeah. Freaking Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses or something on that Trailblazer of his. Oh, he bought hot mammy jammies on that thing. I got you. All right. Don't feel bad. Mine aren't any cheaper. Mine aren't any cheaper. It's $60 for the tire and $250 to get the old one clean enough to find the lug nuts. It's all labor. It's all labor. I can't paint. It made me laugh too hard. Paint's gonna dry on the brush. Stop. Oh my god, I can't. Yeah, Gord gave in to the wedding photography. After all of that, I'm gonna block the date out. Wah, 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 wah. Oh man. Fatima's not gonna let you live that down, Gord. I'm just saying. She won't let me get the lesser ones, and a few weeks ago, Gord would have been right. He did choose a Bridezilla over M24. There's still hope they can break up. Yeah, okay, right. Okay, how many times have you been booked to do a wedding and the couple has actually broken up and not gotten married? All the weddings that I've DJ'd, they've gotten divorced like 3 years after the wedding. None of them have ever canceled because they didn't get married. They broke up beforehand. It's all right, Gord. You have to live with the wrath of Fatima until next year. That happened the first year you were supposed to go to. Really? Wow. And of course, they don't let you know till like the day before the wedding. You know, it's like, oh, by the way, we're not we're not getting married. I would have been mad. Anthony and his expensive freaking bougie tires. Anthony's bougie tires. Bougie tires. I was booked on the 25th and they canceled. We went to Presqu'île Provincial Park on the Friday and Saturday before meeting up with you and Jim on Sunday. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. That freaking campground was a ghost town when we got there. Gord and I were like, the four of us were like the only ones there, but we were parked next to this van, and there was nobody in the van. And then all of a sudden we're sitting outside talking, and this car pulls up, and we're like, who is this? How can we help you? Like, and then this like woman got out and she got in the van and that like she didn't even say anything to us. It was like, okay. But we were the only ones there. It could happen, he says. It better happen the freaking week before. That's all I gotta say. Something. Rob can send them an email or something, Gord, to get you out of it. I'm sure. Refundable deposit would pay for a trip to Michigan. There you go. There you go. Sorry, you can't have your it's non-refundable. Oh, here she starts with the guilt trips. Here come the guilt trips. Holy crap, that's a lot of money for pictures. I hope that's Canadian. Better have a videographer in there for that much. He's like, they're good pictures. You better have a videographer and a DJ in there for $3,500. For that much, you can get Nikki Haley to sit on your lap. Anthony could buy many tires. He could buy 100 tires. Okay, maybe 10. I don't think Lewis and Rebecca can afford me. So, are you going to charge me $3,500 for wedding pictures, Gord? I'm asking for a friend. You say you're good. I'm just putting the just in case, and I'm just saying. I mean, I can let you in on a little secret. It's really nothing to get excited over. Don't twist that way. I'm not supposed to twist that way. Well, no, yesterday, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, my mother and I were going through my father's jewelry box. And then from there, that escalated into her going through her jewelry box. And she went through her treasure box of my grandmother and grandfather's jewelry that she had hidden away. And, she separated what she wanted me to have and try and get sold versus what she wanted to keep. Realistically, it's like $20 American. So, but Fatima noticed when I asked him if he was going to charge me $3,500 for wedding pictures, he didn't say anything. Anyway, um, so she hands me this small velvet covered jewelry box. Now, mind you, Jim hadn't gotten to the house yet, right? This was like yesterday morning. And we're going through all this stuff. And she hands me this velvet, like ring box. He passed the buck. And I said, "What's this?" And she says, "Open it up." So I'm looking at her, right, as I'm opening up this ring box. And it was my grandmother's original wedding band set that my grandfather had given her when they had gotten married. And my mother proceeds to tell me the story about how my grandfather had bought the band for her first, and then about 10 years later, he was able to save up enough money to buy the engagement ring. And my grandmother had really, really, really tiny fingers. I mean, they were like a size 4. All right, so I'm looking at this ring set, and then he had years later he had the two rings soldered together. So as I'm looking at these, she says to me, she says, "Do you want to keep them?" And I said, "Well, I said, don't, this is like your mom's wedding set. Like, you have to tell me what you want to do with them." And she says, "Well, I don't have any reason to keep them." She says, "If you want them, you can have them." So I said, "Okay." I says, "Well, let me talk to Jim about it and see what he says." She says, "Well, I already talked to him about it." I said, "You did what?" "You did what?" She says, "Well, I already showed him to. I already talked to him about it." I said, "Where was I during this conversation?" Like, what? So just as we're talking about this stuff, he walks through the door. And I said, "Babe." I said, I said, "What are we doing with this?" And he says, "What are we going to do with what?" I said, "Well, my mother wants me to have these." And I show him the rings, right? And he's so like I don't know. He was like so robotic about it, I guess. And he's like, "No, just hold on to him." I said, "Babe," I said, "my look at how small my grandmother's fingers were." I said, "They don't even fit past the first joint of my pinky." Hey, Sue. I said, "If we have these size," I said, "I got sausage fingers. My ring finger is like a 13. Like, I don't even know if they would be able to size them that big." You're trying to figure out how many king cakes, surf and turf, and homemade pizzas to charge. I said, "I got a sausage finger for a ring finger. It's a 13." Like, so when we went to the jewelry store to hand in to get sell the gold and the silver and everything, um, I asked Jim's friend who owns the jewelry store. I said, he says, "Well," he says, "he'd have to bring it in. We'd have to He says, "You know what it's made out of?" I said, "It's platinum. It's a platinum set. It's not white gold. It's platinum." So he said, "Well, we'd have to do this and add the gold and make sure it's right and blah blah." I'm like, "Okay." So I said, "What are we doing with these? I need to know. Are we gonna hold?" He goes, "Just hold on to them." He says, "Just hold on to them." He was so robotic about it. He wasn't even like, "Yeah, you hold on to it, blah blah blah." He was just like, "Just hold on to it," and he like walked away. And I'm like, you're such an ass." Like, but my mom was great. She was like, "Oh, how do you talk to him about it? We had this conversation already." I'm like, "Where was I? I don't remember this conversation." Uh, Too funny she is sometimes. But Fatima, did you see the picture I put on Facebook today? What my wonderful little feline diva did today? What's up, Sue? So yeah. So that's my mishmash. Oh, you haven't been here? Let me show you. I'll give you a sneak peek. Don't give it away, Arnie. Shh. She gave me all kinds of lip when I walked into my room this afternoon. And that's what she wanted. She wanted me to open the drawer. And as soon as I did that, she jumped in, and that's where she took her nap. Yep. She has issues. It was a cute pic of her in the drawer. A purra in the drawer. Right? She literally gave me a bunch of lip about going in that drawer. She was like, meow, meow, like as loud as she could. I was like, "Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, little cat, big mouth over there. All that noise coming out of your face. What are you doing?" As soon as I opened that drawer, she jumped right in. I was like, "Oh, well, that shut you up, didn't it?" Too funny, that little one. Telling you, all that noise coming out of that little face of hers. The struggle is real with that one. But the king cake that Jim made looks yummy. I wanted him to cut it open and taste it. Right. We couldn't. It's for a Mardi Gras party that we have on Saturday night. I told him to steal a little piece off the bottom, but he's got to bake another dessert tomorrow, so that'll do a video on that one as well too. He's gonna do another one of those cherry tart um, things, like the blueberry one that he did, but he wants to do cherry this time. I'm still kind of up in the air about the whole king cake thing because um I don't know. It's supposed to be a bread outside and a cake on the inside. Damn thing had to rise twice, and it was a process, I tell you. And it took like 4 hours, and I cut it down to half an hour because an hour of that was waiting for it to rise, and the other 25 minutes was it being in the oven, And I mean, I didn't tape all of that. I stopped in between, obviously, but and then there was stuff that I edited out. But we started at like 12:30. We didn't get done till like quarter to four. That's what I said. And Charity almost yelled at me, Sue, when I did the premiere on the video. And if you watch the video, Jim was like, "You do not bake the cake with the baby Jesus in it. You put it in afterwards." And as it is, I didn't even stick the baby Jesus in there all the way. He's still sticking halfway out, so I got to push him the rest of the way in. And it does represent baby Jesus and the Epiphany and the 12 days of Christmas, and there's a whole history behind it. Charity had called me after I did the premiere, and she was telling me the whole thing about how it started, and so. But I said to Jim, I said, "Are we supposed to cook the baby Jesus with the cake? Like, how does that work?" He's like, "No, silly. You don't put a plastic thing into something that you're going to eat. It's going to melt." I'm like, "Okay, I'm just asking. I don't know. I've never done one of these before." He's like, "Neither have I, but it said right on the box, do not put the baby Jesus in the cake before you bake it." I don't know. My hopes aren't too high for it. I mean, it came out okay, I guess, but we haven't tasted it yet. But it was a process. And then supposedly the folklore goes that you put the well, back in the day it wasn't a baby Jesus. It was like a bean or a coin or something. And if you were the person that got the piece of cake with the item in it, then you were like the king for that entire year until the next year came around, and then you had a choice of either baking the cake or being the one that held the party, something like that. You have to Google it. There's like this whole thing about it. It would probably be good with coffee. But the outside, like when you touch it, it's got a hard crust on it like a bread. So we're hoping is the key word, that the inside is soft like a cake, but yeah, and it's if you go to the store, at least what Charity told me is because it's popular down there where they live. If you go in the store and you look at them, they're like 12 inches in diameter. Well, this one that we made is like 15 inches in diameter. And you got to put the praline in and roll it up and put it into a ring. And it's like, oh my God, it was a mess. If you're the person that gets the coin, you get to be the one with new dentures next year. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's either a coin or a bean. I mean, there are two different stories. There's if you Google "Are the King Cake," it gives you like this whole thing about it. One of the other things that Charity was telling me was that um, if you were the one that got the slice with the item in the inside of it, then you were gonna get sacrificed. Um, it, like it's just it's crazy. I was like, and they bake a cake over all of this, like, there's like a sacrifices involved with it and all this other stuff. But anyway, that's what I painted. Hope it came out alright. I guess the mountains look okay. I was hoping it wasn't going to be as involved of a process of that it as it was, but it was. It took like a long time to get done. So I'm glad that it's probably only going to be a one and done thing. I did, Fatima. I think it came out great. Like I said, I'm keeping my fingers crossed on it. I mean, you know, I don't know. He's on this baking kick. I'm surprised he only wants to do 2 desserts. I'm like, why are we doing 2? He's like, oh, I'm going to do this king cake because Don and Charity gave it to us in that goodie basket. And then I want to do the tart thing. And I'm like, okay, Mr. Baker and Candlestick Maker. Like, we'll call you the Swedish chef. But he had my mother's kitchen in an uproar yesterday. Oh my god, it was such a mess. And then did you know did you notice that when he was flouring the counter, magnificent hair and he can cook, he's a keeper, right? He's flouring the counter and I pointed the phone down to the floor because he got flour on the floor. He's like, I'm just gonna spread the flour out on the counter here, and I'm like, like, and the floor, and the floor. It was all over. It was on the top of like the cabinets underneath the bar was on the cabinets. It was everywhere. He was like flailing that flour around all over the place. Oh God. Oh, I gotta tell you this other story. Just in case it fell, he could pick it up according to the 5-second rule. Right? So this morning, right, we had to be at the dealership at 7, right? So we get done with that and we're driving back down the highway and I wanted to call disability to find out where my weekly payment was. So I call the number. This is funny. I call the number and I get the recording thing and I punch in the options and then they give you this option to have them call you back instead of you waiting on the phone for 4 hours for them to pick up, right? So I do that. I keep, I hang up the phone. 2 minutes later, like they were quick. 2 minutes later, the phone rang, right? So I answered the phone. Now my phone was hooked up to the Bluetooth in the truck. So I say hello. The recording comes on, you're next in line, blah, blah. The woman picks up the phone. She's like, thank you for calling New Jersey State Disability. My name is so-and-so. Can I have your social security number, right? So I give her my social security number, but her connection was like breaking up a little bit. And she says, Can you repeat that for me? So I said, well, hold on. Let me take the phone off of Bluetooth and I'll, hold it up to my ear. So just as I was about to disconnect the Bluetooth from the truck, right? Jim hits the hang up button. So he hung up on the woman, totally disconnected the phone call. I said, babe, you just hung up on her. What are you doing? He's like, well, I was trying to mute the radio. I said, babe, I was on the phone. The radio wasn't playing. Oh, yeah, it was. I said, no, it wasn't. When the phone rings, I said, it's the same thing in your car. When the phone rings, the radio mutes itself and you answer it and the radio goes off. The radio mutes itself and you answer the phone call. I said, you, I was trying to mute the radio wasn't on. The hang up button and the mute button for the radio are the same button. You hung up on the woman. What are you doing? I was so mad. After being on the line and talking to her, he hangs up on her. So I call back, I go through the options all over again, get put back in the queue, hang up the phone. 2 minutes later, the phone rings. I said, don't touch the buttons. Don't touch anything. So I answered the phone. I took it off of the Bluetooth of the truck and I put it up to my ear. I was, do not touch anything. And the entire time, don't touch the button. Don't push the button, right? The entire time when we got back to the house and I told my mother the story, he's like, well, I was trying to mute the radio. I said, babe, for the third time, when the phone rings, the radio automatically mutes itself. All you gotta do is pick up the phone button. Just push the button. I said, I was just about to push you hung up on her. No, the radio was on. The radio was not on. It was not on. Oh my God. He's like, well, it's still morning. I was like, I got up the same time you did. Like, I got up at 5:15. Broken necks is right. He was so determined that the radio was playing when the phone rang. He was so stuck on I was like, no, no. He hung up on the woman. I was like, ah! Dude, oh my God. And when I'm telling my mother this story, he's sitting right there and he's trying to interrupt me. And my I'm hysterical laughing. My stomach was hurting so bad. And she's like, don't make me laugh. You're going to make me pee. She was, she, she almost fell off the couch. Uh, it was just too funny. She was like, she was like, I gotta pee. And she finally collected her. She goes, I don't know what freaking button you're talking about, but the story is hysterical. And Jim's just sitting there with this straight look on his face, like, you're picking on me. No, I'm just trying to tell you how it was. You were there. Oh, it's morning. It's morning. I'm like, and then we're at the dealer, and he was like, I had a half a Danish, a half a bagel, and and a double shot of espresso. And I'm like, on top of the coffee that you drank that I bought you this morning, you're gonna be like bouncing off the damn walls, and then you're gonna crash and burn. Like, what is your problem today? Well, I was hungry. I'm like, okay, it's fine, but uh, I can't. It was just one of those days. Hung up on my damn phone call. Don't touch the buttons on the steering wheel. Just don't touch them. Well, I can't help it that the mute button and hang up button are the same button. Babe, the truck is set up exactly the same way as your car is, except you have a heated steering wheel and I don't. You know what the buttons are. Uh, it was just one of those days. You can ask him about the phone call tomorrow night. See if he gets on a rant about it. But anyway, I think that's all the information I have for today. Monday is my spine surgeon appointment, so keep your fingers crossed for me on that. I'll let you know what the outcome is Monday night or what options I have. This live stream needs a pick me up. I think I will forward a link to you know who. No. So I think that's all I have. We'll be back on the other channel tomorrow night. Gord, you were supposed to laugh at the freaking phone call story, and we didn't hear anything from you. Fatima fell off the couch. It will make a good rant. That's all I have to say. Uh, and then the video. Let's see, Bob and Sue are on Saturday morning. Then I got a video. Then, Gord, are you dropping a video on Saturday? It's like when you laugh so hard and no sound comes out. That was the cat this morning. A no video? Okay. She I'm sitting in the living room waiting for Jim to show up, and she comes into the living room and she looks at me and she meows 3 times. She opens her mouth and nothing came out. I was like, "Oh, does somebody have laryngitis today?" But nope. 4th time was a charm. Look, you got all your shit's organized there, Gord. He's got this on Monday and that on Thursday and this on Tuesday and every second Saturday during the full moon. During a leap year, he has this, and I can't be that organized. I like being organized. I can't be that organized. Not when it comes to YouTube, anyway. So Gordon will not have a video on Saturday because it is not the second Saturday during a full moon of the leap year, with or without shelf clouds or something. I don't know. But thanks for hanging out, peeps. It was fun. Hope you liked the painting. I would run out of content if I did one a week. Well, that's why I purposely went to the second RV show so I would have 10 more weeks of content. And I still haven't, I've only edited one of those videos so far. Unfortunately, you're very organized, except for planning M24. Here come the guilt trips again. You are going to hear about this from now until August or September or next year. She's going to have way too much fun with this. Ah, too funny. Who else is lurking that we haven't heard from? I'm seeing 8 people. Rob never came back. Who else is lurking? Hello, lurkers. The weekend was blocked out, but times are tough. People are living in sin, and I have 4 weddings short for. Yeah, but Gord, you can't guarantee that you're gonna get the same See, this is I hate I don't get the same amount of gigs every year. I don't understand. I don't know how you can know that you're going to be 4 weddings short for the year. Like, what happens if nobody gets married? Or what happens if, you know, you get 2 less than you anticipate? Like, I think he's holding a gun to people's heads and saying, "You're going to get married and you're going to book my wife for the wedding photography." You start turning them away after you book a dozen. Yeah, but what if those are the only calls that you get for 2024? I'm just saying hypothetically. Like, what if it's just a year that you only get 8 or 9? I mean, you really can't guarantee that you're going to get a dozen every year. I never have the same amount of gigs every year. Sometimes I have more, sometimes I have less. But then again, I don't pick the dates and I turn away what I don't want to do. So, oh, he was supposed to go to Larry, freaking Taco Larry. Gord was supposed to come to M24 and they got a wedding booked for that weekend. So, I'm just saying. Larry, Taco freaking Larry. The most we've done is 17, and it felt like it was a full time job. I mean, you could probably make it your full time job. See, when I send out my mass emails to all the campground managers, I say, "You figured out your spirit animal? Is it a taco?" um, I'll put an email. Um, oh, it's Big Bird. Big Bird. I'll say the first email I'll send out is my insurance renewals um for the car and for the business because they require those. Would you like it? Why can't I freaking spell? At 24, she could have quit her job, but every 8-hour wedding is 52 hours of work between emails, driving, editing, engagement sessions, follow ups, albums, prints, and a partridge in a pear tree. With everything or just your full-time jobs? How far can a turkey fly if it has miles? What the hell are you talking about? What is wrong with you? Oh, weddings. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about doing the same thing. Does it have to fly? Are you on medicine? Like what are you doing? It's, oh my god. I can't with you. Right? That's a good point, Fatima. That's a good point. He could make a wedding cake with a groom's head sticking out of the top. Right? We're good, Larry. We're perfectly normal. We're being good. Not so much. The angel halos are up. How was your day, Taco Larry? Thanks. I started with the sky. It was mishmash. And then I threw some mountains in there with a palette knife. And then I kind of like threw in some mishmash trees. It kind of looks that way, right? I mean, it wasn't planned. It's just the way it turned out. I'd show you what my palette looked like, but I have it balled up, ready to go in the garbage at the moment. Have to get a new piece of paper out. Okay, she should turn it in for Sunday story and tell. Oh, story and tell with Gretchen. I, I don't know. I don't know what kind of story it would tell, but thanks, Larry. Meh, me. I don't know. I just kind of threw it together. Came out of my head. I didn't quite think about it. It just happened. What the? can't with him. Yeah, me too, Fatima. Like I said, I was telling Rob earlier, a little nervous, but I think I'll go in there with an open mind. You had a recurring dream of a warthog when you were a kid, and your favorite painting you've done is that of a warthog. Oh, okay. Well, I could do that. Would that work? If I go in there and I say that, would that work? Hmm. You're trying to figure out your spirit animal. Ah! I still think it's a taco, Larry. It's a pencil. Pencil. Pencil's not an animal. Oh my god. Pencil. What the? Sue spirit animal is a sloth. Are you? I have no words for you, sir. No words whatsoever. Should I tell everybody you said hello? They are, Larry. They are awesome. I've never seen one in person, but Bruce says hello, everybody. You're such a liar. How do you know what I'm saying? You're still technically in the chat, even if you're watching it. Ay, caramba. My butt cheek hurts a little bit. Ow. What? 1, 2, 3? Can't. You are too twisted for color TV, sir. 11. Oh, he does this all the time, Larry. No horizontal. We can't see him, so he's like the devil on my shoulder. He's invisible. What wave? It's a mountain. What wave are you talking? It's a mountain. Oh, you like the vertical wave better than the horizontal wave. Okay, I got it. You should go to bed. You like my mountain? I like my mountain. What do you think of the painting? Do you like it? Huh? He's not gonna answer. Oh man. I think that's all I had to report. Larry, how was work today? There he is. Photo, hello, good night. It needs feathers. The mountain needs feathers? The mountain needs... He's not making any sense today. It was very productive. Okay. Hel- Hello. Good night. It needs feathers. See? Banana is your spirit. Now, I thought it was a pencil. You said it was a pencil. See, on- only I can understand Brucey's. It's a whole language upon itself. Totally separate from English. It may look like English. It's not really English. You don't. No, it's graphite. It's graphite now. It's not lead. Remember? He does. Actually, his spirit animal is a chicken. There's no lead in his pencil. Ah. Sounds like a problem. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah. I did not have tacos for dinner tonight, everybody. Just saying. We had tacos last night. It was Taco Wednesday. A pencil. I know he's sitting there laughing. He's got this goofy look on his face right about now. It's a tail, not a tip. Gord's like that pencil at the bottom of the pencil case, short, all scratched up, and not too sharp. And your eraser doesn't work anymore. You forgot the eraser. Or your eraser dried up. There you go. Your eraser dried up. I can't. Gord, did your eraser dry up? I'm sorry. I almost said golden retriever, but I refrained. Oh man, my eraser is mostly rubbed off and discolored. I'm sorry. But were you, the most important thing is, were you a number two pencil? Gotta make sure you were a number two pencil. And don't tell me you don't know what a number two pencil is. I'm sure they sell them in Canada. Night, Larry. 11. Night, Bruce. Talk to you later. Feel better. Get rid of that nasty, icky crap you got going on over there. 11. A lemon. Number two pencil in Canada might be a 1.3. True. Actually, no, it's probably like a number five pencil. He is crazy, that one. See, I'm no good at conversions. Well, I mean, that was like the conversation that Gord said, that like the whole wedding package thing is like $3,500, and I said it better have a videographer included with that and a DJ. And he's like, "Well, it's more like $20 in American." All right, my peeps, I'm out of here. You guys have a good rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Ugh, I have to stand up. I got a pain in my butt cheek. And we'll see you later on. Bye bye. I gotta find the button. I got to find the button. Where's the button? Gord stole the button. Oh, there it is.